ladies and gentlemen, you guys know what time it is. It's time to grab your popcorn. Wow, it was loud, but it's okay because you got your popcorn. Put your TVs up. Have a seat. Enjoy the show. All right, so this week, it's kind of a little personal week. We have our guy Z. He's getting married. So when this video drops, he will be getting married in a few days when you guys watch this video. But we're gonna talk about how he proposed, when he knew he was gonna propose. Because a lot of guys always ask that, like, when do you know she's the one?
Is she the one?
And B-Dog got a few questions for Z, you know. But just kidding, I don't know if he has questions or not. But yeah. But I'll start it off. Let's just start with the basics. How long were you with your fiance before? I don't know if she wants me to name drop her, but
Spicy.
We'll name drop her Spicy. But how long were you with her?
So I was with her 3 years. Well, it was actually going on 3. Like, so like we were just rounding that like third year, so we were officially together for 3 years. And so, yeah, I mean, it was. I want to say it was a slow 3 years because like we did a lot within the time. So like I met her at the end of my freshman year of college, and then like that it was at the end of the year, so it's like you got to meet the girl that you think is kind of cute. You know, she Hispanic. You're like, oh, okay, like let's see what that's like. But then you know the summer hits, so like you know we had a really good time. You remember I was biking to her, so we had a really good time at the beginning. But then summer hits, so then it was just like just like in high school. You go away for the summer, you don't really talk. She actually came back, and remember I told you I hate concerts? Mm-hmm. I had to go to Summerfest to a concert for her, and that was kind of like my turning point. Where I was like,
she still says to this day that she didn't make him go to the concert. Just to let everybody know.
Fucking liar. But, so like I mean that was like kind of like the turning point, and then I mean of me saying like, nah, I think I'm good. I thought I was cool. I didn't think I really. Wanted her, especially after that experience. Obviously months later, she shows up at my doorstep. My best friend, her best friend, Ms. Baby Mama is what we'll call her. She actually like showed up at my doorstep with this girl. I pull him inside, I kiss her, and I'm like, oh, that felt good. Like I was like, because again, it was just
that's what he knows.
No, it was all the built up energy. Then fast forward, about maybe a year and a half. We were dating. She saved me from being homeless. And I necessarily wouldn't say I was homeless, but I was stranded in Waukesha, no car, getting kicked out of a garage. I was supposed to stay in the garage for a summer. And that was like the one pivot point for me where I was like, I could marry this girl. Because the fact that she drove in the rain at midnight to pick my black ass up. And I mean, that showed a lot from like who she was supposed to be and how caring she was. So that was like, the one aspect, because now she's lying to her parents for like me staying in her closet. So she's lying to her parents. She's keeping me accountable, saying like you have to work so you can make your way. So she kind of kept me on my toes. And that's really all you kind of like want in a partner is like for them to keep you honest, to kind of being who you're supposed to be. And then when we first moved in, I think it was like maybe a year later, like so it was like officially names on both places. We told our parents that we were moving in, so we were being honest then. And then I learned I didn't hate her as much as I thought I would. Because, like, when you live with, like, someone in cohabitation, there's certain things that, like, are your pet peeves that shouldn't really be, like, a thing that, like, holds you down. Like, the toothpaste thing. Like, are you a roller or are you a squeezer? Like, that sucks. The whole, like, the way
what you mean by roller?
Like, if you roll it from the back or, like, you squeeze it from the back. Some people just squeeze it right in the middle. And it ruins it.
Y'all weird.
There's also like the whole toilet paper thing. You know me, I just throw it on any kind of way. So sometimes it's over the top, sometimes it's and she does it a specific way. Learning to put a toilet seat down. I thought it was gonna be super annoying to put that down because again, I've never really truly lived with a girl. So I started putting that down. Cooking. I did a lot of the lion's share of the cooking. She did a lion's share of the dishes. So we like traded off. It was kind of like balancing each other. And so like, I mean, that kind of did a lot for us. And then once we got Hazel, I mean, it was an impulse decision. We knew we wanted it. We knew
Hazel's a dog, by the way, not a child.
Yeah. We had a puppy. We had a puppy. When we had the puppy, like that was like the deciding factor. I'm like, I actually want to share a life, although it's a pet, a life with her. And, like, let this be ours. Like, we had an apartment. Apartments can go here or there, but we had a dog. Like, and that was like, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna marry her. Like, it's it. I like her family. They super cool. They still obviously question me because, you know, that's what parents always do. But the dog sealed it for me, and I was like, yeah, this is what's happening. And then I just kind of like slowly planned it, and I think I asked her mom for the blessing maybe a year out.
Okay, that's me one of my questions. Did you ask the mom?
Yeah, I asked the mom about a year out. Like, hey, I'm thinking about marrying your daughter. Can I have your blessing? Like, if this, you know, later on down the road, if like we see it's a good time.
So, because it's usually like the guy asks the girl's dad.
Oh no, her dad can't keep a fucking secret. So, so if I would have asked him first, I actually asked him day of.
Oh, okay.
And day of was actually accelerated. So obviously, you know, quarantine and whatnot.
Yep.
The shutdown for me was March 16th. Was the day I had to stay my ass in the house. So it was in the house with her. Now, again, back to that cohabitation that we were going to work. We had our separation time, but now we were in the house. And remember, it was from the 26th, or from the 16th is when I was locked in the house. I proposed to her on the 26th.
10 days.
10 days. That's all it took.
Dude was bored for 10 days. And said,
Bored in the house, and I'm in the house bored. TikTok went crazy.
Plenty of TikToks. So those two.
I mean, we tried to like do new things. We tried to do TikTok. We tried to do outdoor hiking away from people. The reason why I actually did it because like my initial plan was I'm going to propose at my graduation when I have all her family there,
That was my next
all of
question.
my family there. I'm sorry, I'm knocking them off. But it was the right moment for us because it kind of like was like, okay, well I can't do it at my graduation when everyone was there. I want to make it super personal because we've been in sweats for the last 10 days. So I actually told her, I'm like, hey, get up, put on some makeup. Like, you're not doing this whole like Drake in the house right now. Like, you're not doing this. Put on some makeup, get dressed. We're gonna have a date night in. So she's taking her time. You know how long they take. It's just what happens. She took her time. She's taking her time. I'm cooking dinner.
So you cook?
Yeah. And earlier that day was actually when I called her dad, and I'm like, yo, I wanted to ask you this back here, but I didn't know you.
Did you wake up that day and was like, I'm gonna do it today, or like did you have like a couple days before?
Or was it like
Oh no, it was. I mean, because again, I had the ring.
Yeah, I know, but
So
like,
I did wake up that day, and I was like, yeah, today's the day.
Because it was just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because again, like it was already like it was a why wait situation.
Okay.
Because again, I was gonna do it months out, but then we're in the house. We don't know how long we're gonna be in this house for. And so I was like, you know what? What's like that spark that'll like kind of like flip the switch for us, like to keep that like genuine happiness, that moment. I was like, we can be in the house. I get proposed to her. I can shoot a video and then like give it out to everybody and whatnot and show them our special moment because again, people couldn't be with us. And yeah, so it was again that day of. I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. And so because I thought I was gonna do it, I called her dad that morning and I was like, yo, so here's what it is. And like his only like his three things were, he was like, make sure you keep her honest, love her through her flaws, and deliver a grandkid for me. And the reason why I said that is because he has so many siblings, and he has cousins, or he has like nieces and nephews that have kids, and then they kids have kids. Like so, like he's
he a baby?
Yeah. So he's pushed back, and so he's like, I want grandkids. Like I need grandkids. So.
How far out did you buy the ring?
So it was the year of actually.
So when you asked her mom, did you already have the ring?
No, I asked her mom just a year out.
So it was after you asked your mom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because again, if her mom said no, I mean that's something I got to take off the chin for sure. But
no.
No.
Okay. All right.
We're eloping. we're running away. But no. So I asked her mom a year out. I actually got the ring around like right before Christmas because she was going to Mexico that year.
Okay.
So she went to Mexico. I was able to shop now. I'm able to just really fill it out, understand what she gave me suggestions, and she didn't think I was gonna do it. This soon.
Yeah, but like, was she surprised?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So you had no idea what's happening.
Okay, so Abby likes to make empty promises, and the reason why I call them empty promises is because these are promises that she'll say verbatim, and I'll like, okay, I'm gonna put this in my notes. If I put it in my notes, it's facts. Like it's gonna happen, or I'm gonna give you shit when it doesn't happen. So she goes, I'm not gonna cry when you propose. Like I'm just not gonna cry. Like I'm too strong for this. Like, you can't surprise me. Like I know when it's gonna happen. So the crazy part about it is she had a Vegas like little mug, and I hid the ring in her Vegas mug for 6 months, and she didn't know it was in there. And so, I mean, and she's moved the mug to clean, and like
you never looked. How did you never look
inside of it?
Yeah.
How did you drink your coffee?
Yeah, I mean, you know, so it was great stealth on my end. And then when I popped the question, I mean, she didn't even know what I was going to. Like, we just had a date night. It was like, I made a dance floor.
Yep.
I made food, you know, like, so it was just like, we're doing this. And then when I got down, I already did it earlier the week, like with my brother's ring, because I had his ring.
So you practiced?
Yeah, I kind of pump faked her a little bit, you know, like, and she was like, early in the week, she was like, shut the fuck up. Like get your ass up, don't hurt your knee. Like, what are you doing? Like, you ain't picking up no dust. She's like, that's your brother's ring. So what I did was I took his ring out of that box. I put her ring in the box. Mm-hmm. Now that I pump fake you, let's see what happens this time. And so now we're dressed up. She's in the moment. She goes, that's your brother's ring. Like, it's fine. Like, whatever. She's trying to play super cool. And then when I open it, I mean, ugly tears. Like, like it's pouring down.
I
like,
thought you weren't gonna cry.
my notes instantly. The moment the camera shut off, I pulled out my notes and I go, Abby, like, and I said the date. And I'm like, blank, blank, blank. Said she's not gonna cry. Mission failed, and then deleted it out my notes because I was like, you know, like, it is what it is. We got you. Like, we surprised you. You know, it was again a once in a lifetime feeling of like full on surprise. And a commitment.
So you took her ring shopping, like, to go look at things, or like no?
No.
Like, so how'd you get the size?
So I know all her sizes.
How'd you know which one to pick?
Yeah.
Okay, so all her sizes are 7s, pretty much,
yep.
Like, just to kind of give you like a reference. And so when it came down to what I thought she would like, we always play this game, right? Where we're like, oh, what house would you want? What shoes would you want? What ring would you want? Where we physically give you like 10 rings. So I had her give me 10 rings. I had her show me 10 types of houses, 10 types of shoes, 10 types of, you know, like, of all these things. And that's the game that we play. That way she never knows when something's coming, right? And so, you know, the ring that she got isn't like her number one ring, but it also isn't her like dead last ring. Okay. And I blended some of them together. And so that's how I ended up picking it out. And yeah, I mean, it was a good buy.
Did you go by yourself?
Yeah, 100%. I don't remember who I even told that I had it. Like, I don't even know if you guys just knew I had it.
You didn't even take her maid of honor, her best friend?
I didn't take nobody. Because again, it's people, like, they like to know, like, they like to be in the secret, but they're like, girl, like, you know, girl, what if he just, you know, like, it's those moments that, like, I just try to stay clear of. And, like, I know her mom is rock solid. So, like, when I got it, I told her mom and I showed her mom, and her mom cried. I actually drove out to Whitewater when I asked her, and I was like, it was like the re-up, like, hey, you know, I did get your blessing. Thank you for your blessing. Check that out.
I'm actually doing it.
And because, you know, she was shocked. She was like, what? Like, you're joining the family? Because, you know, like, her family is everything. And her key words that I will never forget when I was like, we're moving in together was, you're going to take her freedom. You're going to take her independence. She's going to rely on you too much. And none of those things are true. Because, again, the way I run my life, the way I make her run her life, I'm like, you have to go out and do things. You have to try new things. You have to get your own friend group. You have to stop calling everybody a friend, but you have to understand who's really there for you. And so, proved her mom wrong then, which is why I think her mom likes me so much. And then me and her mom have like a nice like banter back and forth. And so when she got that, I mean, she cried over my steak and eggs. So made her mom steak and eggs when I went out there. So again, if you guys are just some tips, if you guys are gonna go ask the family for a blessing, if you are somewhat of a cook, I won't proclaim to be like top shelf, but I can whip it up and I can make the presentation. It's all about the presentation. Fuck the taste. It's about the presentation. You can make the presentation look nice because they're gonna cry over the food regardless. It's gonna be great food because you put money into like the whole project. You showed some initiative. You asked them for their blessing, and then on top of that, they get to at least have pleasant food. So, if you're trying to shock somebody, cook them food, and then just slide them rings. Take that. How about that?
If they say no, you can throw the food at them.
Yeah, but give me my plate back. I know these your dishes, but duffel bag.
What were we gonna ask?
For when?
You were just about to say something.
You hesitated.
Yeah, I did hesitate.
See, that's what you can't do, guys.
No, don't hesitate.
When you feel like, again, you want to do something, do it, right? Because you could buy the ring. You have this ring. And then just don't hesitate when it comes to that moment. Like, seize it. It's yours.
So, with that, because you know you're in quarantine and all that.
Yes.
So, if you weren't in quarantine, did you already have a plan?
Yeah. So, the plan, again, was my graduation. It was my culmination of everybody was like, yeah, Lindsay, you're going to succeed. You're going to be a college graduate. You're going to be first in your immediate family. You're going to do this. Everybody's coming. So, I'm like, if everybody's coming, everybody's here, it's a perfect time. Like, because it's not a day for me, it's a day for us. Because everybody that has supported me has like, Lindsay, you're destined for great things. Lindsay, you are different. Lindsay, you are. And so the people I was going to invite there are going to be everybody that like has been through me. Like whether I was in Pampers, whether I was, getting my first cut, whether we were just talking shit in the car, whether me and you were going on camping trips and hiking trips and traveling the world. Like, like everybody that I wanted there was going to be there. And her family as well, the people that I made connection with in her family. So it was going to just like be like a mic drop situation where her mom might have fainted if I did it at the graduate. It would have just been like, it would have been one of those moments like, you're like, yeah, how about that? Z out. Like, so that was the plan.
So would it be like you're crossing the stage and be like, excuse me, I need Abigail?
No. So that's forcing it. I probably
That's embarrassing if she said no.
Yeah.
She probably would have said no solely because of the spot I put her in. Because again, that's another thing. You have to know your girl.
Yeah.
Right? You have to know how big you can go with your girl. My girl, she's super low key, so the fact that I did it in quarantine, it was super special for her. Some girls would be like, try me in 2 weeks. Like, like when we can go out and do something.
They'll be like, yes, and then they give you a hug.
Tell my best friend to get my nails done and everything.
Yeah, like, dude, like, but no, so like, again, like, I mean, sometimes, like, again, like the people that do it like at sports games, I personally think that's a mistake. Yes, and then like, I mean, that's kind of like guilt tripping the girl. Like she doesn't get to actually make a decision.
Yeah, it's a mistake because like if she says no, it's like she looks bad.
Yeah, if she says no, like you showed the world you did all that initiative, and she's like, no, it's our first date. Like like
first date.
We're talking to you, Jacob.
No.
Ooh, the insurance guy. But yeah, get some State Farm when you can, because you're gonna definitely need some insurance for a broken heart. So yeah, I would say again, never go too big. When you think about your lifestyle, like go at your means. Like you don't live outside your means, you don't shop outside your means. Do you. Like that's like, if you got money, go get that thing. If you're a college kid, you can afford some stuff, afford it. Like don't overshop and don't undershop. Because if you undershop, then you're like, at least the thought that counts. But she's gonna cry, she's gonna rock it, and she's gonna be like, it's the best thing ever. And then she might see her friend with a shinier, prettier ring, but she goes, what was your story? Oh, he proposed to me at a baseball game. Well, guess what, bitch? He don't like you. Like, like it's those comparisons that like really make the moment. And so again, when it goes back to seizing that moment, you got to seize it.
Any last minute advice before we close the show for the guys that are on the fence about proposing?
If you're on the fence, get off. Go the other way. Like because again, you can't be on the fence. It's either you do it or you don't.
So you can't. So you're saying if you're on
there's
the fence,
no on the
there's
fence.
a no.
It's a no, because you could be on the other side of that fence, like, oh, that's a pretty nice picket fence you got there. Like, it's nice painted, it's nice this. But, like, the moment you're going to make the jump, and I'm not even saying, like, moving in together, because everybody moving together, I think that's the best situation. You moving together, you see her tendencies, you see her habits, do it. Move in, see if you really like her. If you don't, you can walk away. It's fine. Don't both sign a lease. Let someone sign a lease and the other person can walk away. That's how you should do it.
But didn't you say both your names are on there?
Yeah, so I couldn't walk away. But, again, we never got to that point. But yeah, never be on the fence, because again, if you're on the fence, that means you can potentially have cold feet up until the day. And if you have cold feet up until the day, that's not the girl you want. That's the girl you thought you wanted, or the girl that you thought was the prettiest, but that's not the girl that gets you. You're not the guy that gets her. So yeah, you can't be on the fence about it. It's a sure thing. It's like Lucky's jump shot, a sure thing. It's like like upper 90s. It's a sure thing. Like you have to be a sure. Like when you propose,
110%.
It has to be sure. So that would be my quick advice. Like if you want to do it, be sure about it. That's a 100% big chest confidence thing.
All right, well, there you have it. That's the last advice. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you have any more advices that we didn't get to, leave a comment. I'll tell my guy to comment you guys back. one last question, just a quick answer. Will you be vlogging the whole time during your wedding so the people can see it?
Partial.
Partial vlog.
Partial.
All right, that's all we have, ladies and gentlemen. You can put your TVs down, put your popcorn away, get up. We're out.